All the weapons found in Doom Eternal are useful, which makes it hard to rank every gun in the game based on their utility. However, that's exactly what I'm going to try and do with this video. Of course, this is all based on my style of play, which will probably be extremely different to how you play Doom Eternal. That being said, I would love to hear your list in the comment section below. Tell me where you would rank each gun based on their usefulness within combat and their utility for your style of play. Doom Eternal gives players many ways to experience the combats, and that's one of the most praised aspects about the game, but at the same time, each gun has fairly specific purposes. I did want to clarify that this list is based on my usage of each gun in the base game and not the Ancient Gods DLC. I'm strictly talking about the weapon utility within the 13 original campaign levels and nothing else. But without further ado, let's get into ranking every gun accessible in the game. On the bottom of my list, it has to be the Unmaykr. This is the second super weapon in the game alongside the BFG, and I use it the least out of every other gun in the game. Me not using the Unmaykr in Doom Eternal often is similar to how I don't really use it in Doom 64 either, which was the game that introduced the gun into the franchise. I like the Unmaykr and everything, as in I think it has a cool design, and it being a cross between the spread gun from Contra and the BFG is awesome, but I still almost never use the weapon in combat. Even though I love the full auto mod for the combat shotgun, I don't utilize the weapon as much as I should. When playing the early stages of the game, the combat shotgun was crucial, and taking out weak points using the sticky bomb mod is great fun as well. Before you get access to the super shotgun in Cultist base, the combat shotgun was your best friend, and while the full auto mod has its perks, it ultimately gets outshined by the other guns in the roster. I still use the combat shotgun with the full auto mod in certain sections of Doom Eternal, like whenever there's plenty of fodder enemies to kill, for example. Lighting them up with the flame belch and blowing them to pieces with the full auto shotgun is super addicting, and that mod in particular, although it does slow down your movement, is excellent for dealing out damage in quick bursts. Also, the combat shotgun easily staggering cacodemons needs to be said also, because it's great. The big fucking gun is a weapon that I kinda feel guilty about using for some reason. I only fire the BFG when I absolutely have to, or when I can't be bothered dealing with an archvile or something and I want to delete it quickly. Apart from that, I try not to lean too heavily on super weapons such as the BFG or the Crucible, and that's why the BFG is lower down on the list. As well as wanting to gut it out with the demons, BFG ammo cells are pretty uncommon and don't even show up in the earlier parts of the game, so it's best not to rely on it. I would gush about how I use the plasma rifle often in the Ancient Gods DLC, and how the microwave beam is a severely underrated mod, but I can't. I restricted myself to the base campaign, and I don't use the plasma rifle as much as I probably should compared to other guns. The plasma rifle has its utility within combat for sure, and I really enjoy busting out the heat blast mod and making all of the demons explode. When playing Doom Eternal as of late, I've attempted to throw the microwave mod into my playstyle more and more, but that is mostly influenced by how crucial it is in the DLC. Regardless, the plasma rifle is a solid weapon, but there are greener pastures, which I'll get to. The heavy cannon is a sturdy gun that is useful on just about every level. If you need to take out weak points very effectively, you can use the precision bolt mod. If you want to destroy a group of fodder enemies rather quickly, you can with the heavy cannon. And in fact, this gun is also great for ensuring a stagger because you can manage exactly how many bullets you are putting into an enemy. Additionally, the heavy cannon can rough up the tougher demons pretty well with the micro missiles. Now, the ballista is badass, and I love the crossbow design of it. While I appreciate the futuristic look of the Gauss cannon in Doom 2016, I will take the ballista over it any day of the week. The Ballista is my #1 weak point removal weapon, since aiming down sights using the precision bolt with my shitty aiming skills can be a recipe for disaster on higher difficulties, and the Ballista is an excellent alternative. The only downside with the Ballista is the weapon mods, in which I barely use them. I love the Ballista, I think it's one of the best weapons in the entire game, but I don't ever use these mods, and that's probably my fault as I should be testing them out more, but whatever. The rocket launcher in Doom Eternal is the perfect adaptation of the original rocket launcher from classic Doom. The modern rocket launcher fires rockets slowly, it does major damage to demons and to the player if they aren't careful, and it is the highest risk reward weapon in the game. These are the exact same properties that the rocket launcher from the original Doom had, and I love that about this modern incarnation. Id Software are cooking with the same ingredients that classic Doom was made out of with Doom Eternal, and that's evident with this rocket launcher. As for the weapon itself, it's extremely useful, and I find myself using the lock-on mod constantly for easy Whiplash and Dread Knight kills. The Whiplash is an elusive enemy that can slither out of the way of your bullets, so a few lock-on rockets will do the trick. As for the remote detonation, that mode is perfect when you don't exactly hit your enemy that you want to kill on target, so you can blow up the rocket mid-flight to do some damage. The rocket launcher in Doom Eternal is great, and like most id Software explosive weapons, it's a blast to use. We're getting down to the wire here with the final 2 weapons on the list. I think the chain gun is the second most useful gun in the game, and I've come to love it over my time playing Doom Eternal. The utility of the chain gun is insane, and it's either perfect for fodder control or taking down a heavy demon with relative ease. The duality of the chain gun's mods is also interesting, with the shield mod being designed for player preservation and the extra barrels mod being used for total offense and to take down higher level threats on the field. You all saw the #1 spot coming. The most useful weapon in Doom Eternal is the Super Shotgun, surprise surprise. According to developer interviews at least, the Super Shotgun is the strongest regular weapon at point blank range, and the addition of a meat hook is fucking genius. The way you can zip around the arena with ease using the meat hook, and then you can quickly switch weapons to take out a demon is great, and I love the new mobility options in this game. The meat hook will go down in history as one of the greatest inventions in a Doom game, and the Super Shotgun in Doom Eternal holds up to the family legacy. And that was my ranking of each Doom Eternal weapon, excluding the Crucible obviously, since that deletes most enemies in one swipe, and it's not a gun, so I didn't find it necessary to throw it in. I'm very curious to hear what weapons you use the most in Doom Eternal, and I hope to see you guys down in the comment section sharing your personal playstyle and go-to guns and weapon mods. I would love to hear that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching.